Hey, what's up everybody? Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Doing a video for you today sort of as a follow-up to the discus release video that we did just the other day, last week. But before we do that, I wanted to make it known, the Allegheny Track and Field Overnight Camp out at Allegheny College in Meadville, Pennsylvania, Western PA, that's near the sort of Lake Erie, Western Pennsylvania, Northeast Ohio kind of corner, is live. It's on the website. The link is down below. We have 70 spots available. This is going to be about 35 guys, 35 girls, according to the way that the dorm is set up. We already have about 22 people who are signed up and reserved and ready to go. So this thing is selling out very, very quickly. And if you want to go, if you live in Western PA, I know it's only the middle of April right now, and this thing is in the middle of July, but you need to get signed up right away so that you can reserve your spot and so that you can be all set to attend in July 10th through the 12th out at Allegheny. All right, so before going into anything else, I want to talk about last video we did was about discus technique. More importantly, about getting that discus to come off the finger properly at release. A lot of people have an issue where it comes out the back of their hand, it rolls off their pinky finger, or it's coming off the middle finger. So we talked about putting the discus in the hand correctly, first and foremost. Then we talked about bowling, rolling it off your first finger to a friend, then rolling it back to you. We talked about flipping it up in the air and catching it, flipping it up in the air and catching it, and then finally playing with it by going left and right, keeping the hand on top, and then up and down, keeping the hand on top. Getting used to the centrifugal force, sticking the discus to your hand. That is the big part about releasing and getting it comfortable in your hand and getting it to go off the first finger correctly. Well, since doing that video, we had a lot of people email in and say, Coach Matt, I'm one of those people that has that problem. I did what you can do. I did what you said. It's on my hand correctly. I'm bowling it to my friend correctly. I'm flipping it up in the air correctly. I'm moving it back and forth, up and down, juggling that discus correctly. But then I get in the circle to throw, and it still comes off the back of my hand. What am I doing wrong? How can I fix this? Every email had the same theme. And the theme of that email was, I'm going from 0 to 100 without anything in between. And this is part of the release, especially with newer throwers, but it has to deal a lot with your technique as well as a whole. Basically, if you're going from an easy bowling, so you're just bowling easy to your friend, there you go. Oh, here it comes back to me. Oh, I'm going to flip it up in the air nice and easy and catch it. Flip it up in the air nice and easy and catch it. That's great. We're going to go left and right, up and down. Wow, looks great. Now let's get in the circle. No wonder why it's coming off your hand incorrectly. Everything in the throwing events is a buildup. There needs to be a progression of speed. There needs to be, the technique needs to be perfect, but as you add speed, the technique is going to break down. So what you need to do is get in the circle. So after you've done all that stuff, get in the circle or get out in an open field and start just doing some easy releases. Making it come off that first finger, easy release. Pull back, easy release. Then put a little bit more speed, a little bit more power into it. Back, release. Back, release. And then a little bit more. Back, release. Back, release. Really start putting some power into it. Once you're putting a lot of power into it, guess what? Then you can get in the circle and you can really try to crank them out there. You shouldn't be trying to hit PRs on standing throws or just easy releases, but it should be coming off the hand perfectly at that point. So it's a progression. It's a buildup. You're going from basic bowling drills, flipping it up in your hand, left and right and up and down, then easy release, medium release, hard release, and then full standing throws in the circle. So it's a buildup. This is a lesson that you should take for all of your drills and for every throwing event, because it's a question that I get a lot. People are like, I do drills perfectly. I come out of the back of the discus circle and it's, turned perfectly. South African perfectly. Everything looks great when I'm going nice and slow. Then I get in the circle and I go full speed and it all falls apart. because you're going from 0 to 100 without any buildup. You need to progressively add in speed. I call it sprinkling in speed. Sprinkle in that speed little by little and make sure that the technique is still pretty good as you're adding in speed. So don't just think, I do the drill good, I do the drill well, I should say, when I'm moving slowly. Let's just go really fast. No, you've got to progress. Slow, a little bit more speed, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until you're moving at around 85% of your maximum speed. Then you can start to adjust. You can start to play with your technique. You can start to try to add in more speed while keeping the technique really good. But don't just go from slow technique to extremely fast and expect everything to look good. That's not going to happen. All right? So that is mostly for your release, getting it off the first finger, but it has to deal with sort of track and field and all throwing events as a whole. You can't go from basic slow drills to 100% speed and expect the technique to be there. You've got to progress, add in speed little by little, and your technique is going to get better. All right, so that's what I got for you today, sort of a part 2 to that release video. Don't forget, click the link below, Allegheny College, Western PA, 70 spots available for our 3-day overnight camp. This thing had a great turnout last year and a lot of buzz around that area. This thing will sell out. Sign up before May 31st. You get 10% off the camp. You get a camp t-shirt and a shoulder bag as well with the logo on it. So make sure to sign up before the 31st. You'll be glad you did. Come throw some PRs with us on PA this July. Hope to see you then.